Man, there's a lot of curves and waypoints, man. It's nice. Yeah. 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 Huh. There he is. Oh, jeez. So you forgot. Flying through the night. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Doesn't look like it.
What? What was that? I don't remember putting this one together, but that's okay. Perfect.
Through the woods. What you got? I'm in there. Darn, I'm there.
The and the snowflakes are flying sideways. Yeah.
Don't cry. Don't cry. Mhm.
Here it is. This is my plan.
Don't see nobody. Just a second, I'll let you know.
That should work. Good. Okay, so now I should be in proper and broadcasting, and everything looks right. So, is everybody in Discord ready to rock?
Let's go.
Yeah, man, vámonos. Run, teams. Go, go, go already. Alright, so lots of snow on the ground here. About 6 or 8 inches. I kind of wish Discord was a little louder though. Here we go.
I see you.
Strange the helipad is so far away from the airport parking at Goose Bay. So we can get some speed. You guys can't hear my tablet when it repeats on my delay, can you? It'd be very quiet if you do. Okay, retracting landing gear. But that way I can hear it. I can't hear you guys very well. Turn you guys up a little. Say something in Discord? Do you
Say
guys?
something.
Do you guys hear you? I thought I did earlier, so I'm pretty sure it's working. Let's do this. Speed, baby. How many miles is this? Was it? It was only like 200 something, right? 290 something, 298. Something like that. And I'll set the autopilot. Well, I seem to have fixed the repeat. Last week we had a male and a female repeating the same ATC commands. It's like, what? You know, you couldn't even hear what the one was saying because the other one was talking over it. It was terrible. I don't see anybody behind me. Where you at, Dan?
I'm right off to your left,
Oh, okay.
about 2,000 feet.
See if I can see that. Sure wish I could see Firehawk.
I
Maybe
don't see him.
maybe sometime in the next 10 years they'll fix that. On this second 10-year plan.
What is he on, 2020?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Which is, kind of a good thing if we can keep him flying with us each week, because that way
Yeah.
people that are, still on 2020 have somebody to fly with. That's my hopes anyway. I had a hole in my shirt. And I broke my glasses.
Oh, man.
And I didn't get this posted until like last night. Might have been Friday night, but I didn't get it posted till late. I forget what I was going to say. Oh, because I posted it late because I had considered, I thought today was closer. I thought we were like the 24th, and didn't figure anybody'd be flying with us, out with family and all that stuff for y'all's holidays. And I wasn't sure we were going to have a flight this week, so I finally looked at the calendar. There should be a couple of good falls on here, though. Just looking right here, it's all, there's a little dam. Actually, not very little. Firehawk, what do you know about this area? Anything? You're mostly Alaska, though, right?
Yeah, really nothing at all. This is This is just way up out of my zone. But it all kind of looks the same, doesn't it?
Yep.
Okay, I do hear you about the same level as me, which is a good thing. All systems green for a change. And actually got out fairly well on time for a change.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your airspeed there, Mr. Iceman?
I got about 140 knots, 138, somewhere around there. I'd have to go over and look, but I'm indicated about 138.
I just don't want to get way far ahead of everybody.
You're just now coming into my forward view, so you're not too far ahead.
Lots of trees down there.
Kind of looks like a row of trees on both sides of the bank in the water. I mean, is that what you see, Dan?
I'm a mile to your left, so I'm not seeing the bank real well.
Yeah, I'm seeing what looks like, well, there's snow-topped pine trees,
Yeah.
and they're probably 100 yards or so into the river.
Oh, maybe it's flooding.
What river do we have here? Let's see if I can scan in a little bit on my main. Let's see, yeah, it's called Churchill. The Churchill River is what we're flying currently. I don't know. Let's look and see. I didn't even look at it well enough to remember if it's all the Churchill River. Yeah, the end of it where we fly the end of after waypoint 10 or so, there we go, is one of Winnacapa Lake. But it says lake, but it's a river, man. And Churchill goes all the way up to that, so that's kind of cool. I tried to get what I think is Twin Falls. It said Twin Falls on little nav map, so I tried to get it a waypoint there to put us exact. We can see it real good. Yeah, my GTN 750 is messing up. It's not following me. Huh. Good thing little nav map's working. Oops. Reduce some altitude here.
If there's any wild animals down there.
I didn't see any on the maps when I programmed it, but that don't mean a whole lot.
I see what you mean about those trees being out in the water.
Yeah, do you? Yeah. But maybe they'll fix that. Maybe they're really there. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe the water goes down at certain parts of the times of the year, and there's. I don't know why they would grow in an exact line of the.
Different.
Sounds like a feedback. And I'll bet you. Leave the audio off. Well, hello.
McFlurry.
Hello, McFlurry.
How you doing?
Welcome into the Ice Bucket, where you have a license to chill. How are you today? How are you today?
Well, fine. I was looking the shop and I was like hesitating on the H160.
Oh, why?
Because I don't know if it's fully compatible with 24.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely. I'm flying it right now. And by the way, we are streaming live on YouTube. So
Oh,
if that
what's
bothers you,
what's
I'm
the-
sorry.
no.
I am Iceman333 everywhere. And you can find me on YouTube. You want to find, there's 2 channels. One of them looks like it's a spaceship, the icon. The other one is our old World Tour logo. Dan, maybe you can give him a link in the Discord chat. Can you do that?
Sure. I'll be happy to. Just
Yeah.
a second here.
To the YouTube channel. That's what you were asking for? Is that correct? McFlurry?
Yeah. I'm just looking right here on the internet. I think I have the live.
You see it?
Hey,
Yep, it seems.
Okay, cool. So this is
I
the
put the
H160.
link in there.
Oh, I'll check.
This is the H160 if you're looking at the stream. And we love her. I mean, she's just a party bird. I have my own custom skin for the H145, but the H160 has some features that the H145 does not, and I prefer the 160 because of its features. As you see, 4 PFDs or MFDs, whatever you guys call them.
Screens.
Yeah. Now they're one's a PFD and one's an MFD, and it's pilot flight display and
Primary flight display.
Yeah.
primary. There we go. Thank you.
And multifunction display.
I love you. Have I told you I love you today, Firehawk?
By the way, if you were interested in live weather, as soon as we cleared Goose Bay, it went severe clear.
Oh, really?
yeah, I'm out in live weather. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I did put it on clear. You probably got more snow than I do because it was snowing in this area. Maybe I'll go look at it and see if it.
Yeah, there's just a few puffy clouds now.
Oh yeah. Well, not as much snow as I thought there would be since it was snow. Oh, that changed my flight dynamics though. Big time.
It'll come back.
Yeah. It changed my flight dynamics, so my aircraft's flying differently because the pressures and everything are different. It'll be alright.
Yeah, I'm showing temperatures of about 5 degrees Fahrenheit. Looks like about a 12 knot headwind and altimeter of 29.74. So yeah, it's cooler.
Let's see, I've got. save those yet. Really?
Just to confirm, the action pack isn't available yet, correct?
That's correct. For the 160, there is not an action pack at this time. They're working on it, and I don't have a date or even an idea as to when, because they were working because of the flight sim update, or the flight sim change 2024. Hype put the H225 in Microsoft Marketplace, and they were very diligently working on that so that they could release it with the new sim when it came out, which they did, and it's a great aircraft. It's also free in 2024. I think it only comes with the deluxe version, or the aviators version in 24.
225?
Yes.
It's an amazing aircraft. I loved it.
Do you have 24?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So
Come out and fly with us.
yeah, the H160 is absolutely compatible. If you don't have it, you're welcome to fly anything you like. We're not all flying helicopters. Dan, for example, is in a fixed wing. Firehawk is.
Well,
go ahead.
it's just that I fly this other device with missions and company stuff, and I was expecting taking the H60 for the company. You know, make traffic, passenger lines and stuff like that.
Now you can fly the missions, and create your own missions. I think in the 160, if I remember right.
No, but I'm using actually air holder.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
It's type of software that allows you to create a cargo company,
Oh, okay.
and then you can do a lot of cargo things.
Right on.
Like Eastern Hops and the rest of them. Yeah.
Yeah, only thing I like with air holder is that there's different methods of earning money. Either you
Right.
fly for jobs that are proposed to you. Either you do some trading, you buy some commodities at some place and you sell them other places that you sell them
Oh, that's cool.
more expensive.
Yeah, I use Eastern Hops. You know, you can haul passengers, freight, whatever. You know.
And Eastern Hops has a Sunday flight also. What
Yeah,
time-
the Cessna.
What time is that Cessna flight? They've been doing that a long time.
Oh, I don't remember. I thought it would start at 10 a.m. or something.
I was thinking it was
Eastern Standard.
3.
I don't know. I'd have to look.
Yeah, it's on the flight sim calendar on the forum.
Yeah, I haven't flown on it since the Chinese screwed up flight simulator over there. So that way Matt can't fly anymore.
Oh,
That's terrible.
that is. That is.
Yeah, even with VPN they can't get out.
But we usually fly. I love the helicopter, the High Performance Group's helicopters, a great deal, so all of them. So I generally fly the H160 or the H145 in the SunDay FunDay flights. But you are welcome to join us in any aircraft you like. You fly jets. That's fine with.
I've been enjoying helicopters in the 2024 because the graphics are really amazing, and the trees and stuff like that. I think there's another immersion of helicopters in the sim.
I agree. I 100% agree. My computer's not. I've got an old Dell i7 10th generation, so yeah, I'm a little limited, and I can't turn my graphics up all the way. I would love to see what it looks like on my screens, but I've got them pumped up just about as far as I can go. Right now, I'm getting.
Yeah, I'd love to fly the H-160 again. My problem is I'm too stupid to set my controls back up.
Well, I told you we could do that. I'd be happy to help you with it. You just got to stick around till the end of the flight so we can get together and do that.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm
Don't hit the ground.
I'm turning the wrong way, and somewhere the river went the other way, and I didn't. I zigged when I should have zagged. So, and I do that. So, I'm going to turn it around here and get back on the river. Let's get back on the river. But you're right, the trees are magnificent. The graphics are definitely better if you have the graphics card for it.
So I made a new setup last year. I made it expecting 24.
Awesome.
Yeah, me too.
So if you got a 30 or better, 30 or 40 series GPU, you really got something good in 2024. I get my graphics are more 2020 looking, which is a good thing because when I started, it was not. Okay, I'll slow down. All right. I'm slowing down. Don't crash.
Do a flip.
Not right now, okay?
Okay.
Trying to get back on settings here. Oh, I need to get back down to.
Yeah, I got my graphics all on ultra.
Yeah,
Seems to
you
be
guys.
working real well.
You guys with them big computers, got it made, but. And you're streaming to Discord, are you, Dan?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. And are you streaming at 1080 or?
I have no idea.
I just wondered. Because
60 at 440.
Oh.
I don't think I can do any different than that, can I?
1080, 1440. No, I mean the stream graphics on Discord.
Yeah, it says 440p. It's 60 frames per second. Is what it says in Discord anyway.
That would be terrible. That doesn't even make any sense. You should be on 1080p by 1440. It should be 1440, not 440.
Well,
Or
I mean,
and you don't have a
Area
720. Yeah. Well, yeah, I can't.
okay. I'm looking at it. I can go to 440, 1080. I'm at 1440 at 60 frames.
That's perfect. That's good. So you should have a really good looking
Yeah,
stream.
I can see snowmen down there and all kinds of neat stuff, I'm looking for animals.
So I'm tuning into you right now, but I'm gonna quit that real quick because your audio comes through and all of that. Discord handles it terrible, so I went from 89
I'm
to
sorry.
100 on my CPU real quick. Let me get down here by the water again.
Yeah, I don't want to screw up your stream.
Oh, no, you're fine. Sunday FunDay is all about having fun. If we can't crash the sim or have to reboot the stream or get started an hour late or any of that stuff, so far, I better knock on wood.
Yeah, you better just be careful there.
Say my solo prayers. Okay. I had a rotor issue here.
You got to play your song again, man. I got it going through my head.
Sure, we'll play it. Absolutely. By request. Courtesy of CIA Cowboy and Meat Shield and the whole gang over at Patriotic Veteran. Iceman Flying High. I don't know how they made this, but it's great. And you're getting a little bit far ahead there.
Okay, hold on.
Not much. I mean,
I'm only doing 132 knots.
well, it'd be nice if it'd tell me how far you were from me.
I can tell you here.
How far I am from you?
Yeah, I think so. You're 1.3 miles back or 13 miles back? Let me see here. Okay, you're 12 miles behind me. Not quite. About 7 nautical miles behind me. Of course, that could be Firehawk too. I don't know.
Okay. No, it couldn't be Firehawk because you can't see him.
You can't see me. I'm flying in.
Oh man.
He's stealth.
So it says, yeah, you're about 6 nautical miles behind me then.
I love how he got, in these verses, he's got the whole stream. He's got all my games from, truck driving to race car to EVE Online. He's got it all in the song, and it's just really cool. Really cool.
Yeah.
You right in front of me. Yep, you're almost to waypoint 6.
Yeah.
So YouTube's real strict on copyrights, and
Yes, they are.
as I am a new YouTube streamer, I don't want to get a copyright strike and have them, because you got to go, I think, 30 days, which I've done on this account. I've had for a while, but the new one has only been up for a couple months, so I don't want to jeopardize or take a chance, so I'm not playing a bunch of background music. That's why I'm kind of trying to talk a lot. Supposed to do that, you know. FCC has rules.
Yes, they do.
About radio. You have to, if you're keyed up and transmitting, you can't transmit silence. Not allowed. So you got to talk through it, and that's why we talk a lot on streams, because we're comm audio, right? Or audio,
Yeah.
comm audio hot, yeah. So got quite a flight today. Probably about 200 miles left on it. I think it was 298 or something on the flight plan. We'll follow the river low and slow. And I'm trying to catch Prop Wash Dan.
Yeah, I'm down about 145 knots.
I'm about that too, about 147, so it'll be about 12 hours before I catch you, but anyway. I can see you, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
You haven't got so far off that your tag has disappeared.
No, I see your tag, yeah.
Well, gentlemen, it's dinner time for me. I'll see you later.
Awesome.
Okay.
Hope you come back and fly with us sometime.
Yep.
Bon appetit.
Yeah, I'm downloading the H6E. I'll be flying later.
Awesome. Well, look forward to seeing you.
Okay.
Thanks for
Bye-bye.
stopping in, buddy. And that was McFlurry.
Yeah.
Joined us on the Discord, High Performance Group's Discord, one of our biggest supporters, and we appreciate their support and gifts to me and the Twitch community. Many gift subs have
Yeah.
been received by High Performance Group over at highperformancegroup.com, the developers and creators of the H135, the H145, the H160, deep breath, and the H225 that comes stock with the Flight Sim 2024 Aviator version.
Man, I'm gonna grab some coffee real quick.
All right, we are. See you when you get back.
Did you know that High Performance Group, I think even before the 135,
Yes.
produced High Performance Icon A5?
And what else? There was another one they did before the H135.
Yeah, the little Icon A5.
Yeah, the A5, and then there was another one that they did. It was one that somebody else had done in FSX and FS10 or whatever it was, FSX and the next one. But they did, maybe not FSX. Anyway, they did another aircraft also, so they've got quite a history. I don't think they're supporting the A10 or the A5 anymore, and actually
No, I don't think so.
keeping it up to date or anything with any new.
It was just some pretty minor mods. I mean, it was someone else's Icon,
Right.
and they just overlaid that had, I think, it put a turbocharger, basically a high performance engine on it,
Right.
and a G3X maybe with autopilot, something like that. Anyway, theirs has an autopilot on it, which is one reason I like it.
Cool. see if I can make the right decision on this, because if I go straight at this junction, I'm in trouble at waypoint. Waypoint 8, which is where we are. And let's do this. So, see, the river goes pretty much straight ahead, and if I didn't pay attention, I'd be off course again. So, glad I caught that. We've still got that line of trees that's showing up in here. In the water. Kind of weird. And I don't like the way they've got these tags on some of the fixed wings. Apparently it says Asobo passive aircraft, generic, piston 2 engine, C414. Oh, it does tell me how far you are. What? Oh man. They put your distance in 2024 on your tag. I've got 2.13 nautical miles ahead of me is where you are. Wow, I've never seen that, never noticed it. Maybe it came in with one of the new updates. They finally at least put distance and altitude. So we can see at least part of the data that we've been begging for in 2020. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it says you're 2.1 nautical miles behind me.
We've asked for that for how long?
Right.
I had no idea it was there until just now. Surprise!
I wonder how far it is before they drop off, though.
I think it's like 100 miles. That's a big yay. And they get an applause. And a rim shot. I just wish they'd put it in 2020. Now that we know they know how.
Yeah.
Microsoft, get on the ball here, babe. So there are some improvements. The scenery graphics are amazing. They've at least given us the distance on the tags. I'd like to see them make things on the tag optional. You know, certain things like the altitude and the aircraft. I don't much care what you're flying. I don't need to see that. But if I could put, well, now we've got distance and altitude, so, you know, I can see if you're getting closer, which is all that really mattered is how close you are. And if you're getting closer and at the same altitude, then I need to take evasive action. And that's always been our problem with flight sims, that you didn't know who was how fast they were coming and things like that. So it looks like Professor Dan has had a CTD or a computer crash or something. He's dropped off of my Discord comms at High Performance Group Discord. He's dropped off. Oh, here's another one. I could have ended up going straight up that valley. And we don't want that. We want to stay with the river. Because we're going to come up here to about waypoint 12 or something and see a nice set of waterfalls, 2 of them called Twin Falls. And I need to figure out, are we in... Oh, we're in Newfoundland. We're not even in Canada, are we? Gotta be. So Newfoundland is a territory in Canada. We're not in Montreal. We are in Newfoundland. And quite a ways from the Twin Falls. We're about halfway to Twin Falls.
We're in Newfoundland and Labrador. I almost want to say that they combined the provinces of Newfoundland and Labrador together. Now it's not quite a hyphenated name, but it's a Newfoundland and Labrador.
Yeah, it does say and. Interesting.
Yeah.
Is that how Google reports it as well, or just a little map?
I'm seeing that on a little nav map, which is coming from what, open map.
Yeah, Google. All right, look here. .0.12. You made me play it again. Now it's in my head. I'm thinking that I've got an echo. Pretty sure there's a feedback, not echo, but a feedback in my stream from the microphone. I really need a potato expert to help me fix it. it on push to talk. And I can't because it's over there. Well, now it's showing 4. Pay attention, ice. Stay above the ground. Don't sink. Don't sink. Just not sure if I shut that off, then the chicken dance won't play. Not that we've had a chicken dance in a long time. Way too basic. Raphael, welcome back. Ricardo, I beg your pardon. I did that last week too. Ricardo. Good to see you. We're not streaming on Twitch currently, Ricardo. We're streaming on my old YouTube channel. I don't know if you're a member over there, but you can find me. I've got 2. The new one looks like a little cone-shaped or banana-shaped spaceship, and then you know the World Tour logo. If you want to tune in, that's where we are on YouTube. Iceman333 on YouTube. I know he won't talk to us. Almost never does. He's shy. That was Iceman Flying High, courtesy of CIA Cowboy, Meat Shield, and the whole gang over at Patriotic Veteran. Patriotic's got a YouTube. CIA Cowboy's got a YouTube. I think Meat Shield's got a YouTube also. I'm not positive. But we sure appreciate their production of the Iceman Flying High Bucket Brigade theme song. Big supporters of the Ice Bucket. Appreciate them greatly. So I think now my aircraft's not coming in. It won't matter because it's coming in through the microphone. Hopefully we can hear that in the stream. I'm not positive. My audio's been messed up for a while. My potato isn't working right. I've got some cross wires or something. Traffic. Somebody about to run me over. Professor Dan back there flying close enough that the proximity alarms went off. I don't know how, he's a good ways away from me. But that's plenty of warning by the H-160 from High Performance Group. All of their aircraft are superior. I mean, just fantastic job they did on the H-135 freeware, the H-145, and the H-160 payware. And if you are fortunate enough to have the aviator's version, the 225, the H225, all of those by Airbus on highperformancegroup.com. Go check them out. Extremely current updates. You know, some of these developers, they tend to put a product out and then never hear from them again. But not High Performance Group. They got a great crew over there. David, the developer, is top notch, has provided a wonderful aircraft for us to fly. We'll just show her off here. Awfully cool. Cool. Everything works. Except for the phone. The phone doesn't work yet. No, they're all off. So the radio communications like that don't work. Other than that, man, everything works. Oh, look at prop wash. Dan flying low and slow in his Cessna 414 off to my 11 o'clock. Oh, how did I get so slow? Ooh, let's turn this back up to about 145. That way we can keep up with Dan the man. Professor Dan Prop Wash, 1665. Yeah, I long for the day. I just discovered the distance from the aircraft, and that excites me greatly, but I long for the day when we can see Flight Sim 2020 aircraft. I just know that there's a way that they can make that compatibly happen. I don't know how, because I'm not a developer. Used to play with all that programming stuff. Where'd you go, Dan? He did some good. Says there are 3 viewers in the Bucket Brigade Tours Sunday FunDay flight on YouTube, and I don't see them when I go to participants, so I can't tell. Fly that bird. What? I went the wrong way again? What? How'd you do that? Nice. No wonder you can't see Dan. He's probably on the flight plan. And it's over here. Quite a ways over here. I really screwed up. Okay, so that didn't work. I'm not going to go to that. Look at those trees. Isn't that awesome? You see the snow underneath the trees. Oh, they did a real good job with that. We get back over here on the flight plan with Dan, the man. Oh, CK Cannon in the flight. Good to have him flying with us. Good to see you, CK. Welcome back. Currently flying the Churchill River in California, right? The U.S. of Canada, the U.S. of Canada, yeah. Isn't that what we decided we were going to call it? Hey Siri, turn the volume all the way down. Okay, that worked. That worked. Real good. Okay, so. There we go. That's what I want. So 3 participants, but I can't see them. Here. Well, welcome in YouTube viewers at any rate. Appreciate your support. You've fallen into the ice bucket where you had a license to chill. We're chilling on our Sunday FunDay flight in Canada. Coming out of CYYR, headed for CYKL, Kilo Lima, Charlie, Yankee in Canada. Okay, I'll slow down, chill out. I'm trying to slow down, chill out. Set the altitude and heading and speed and lower it just a little so we're not going over speed. Not necessarily a long flight today, but about 290 something miles if I recall correct. Rolling slow along the Churchill River in, what did we say this? Something in Labrador. Newfoundland and Labrador. All one word. Canadians are funny. Not that that's a bad thing. Oh great, my mic was off. Hopefully that'll be alright. I'm gonna check it out later. I need a good potato expert. I have voice meter potato working on both my gaming computer and my streaming computer, and it's very confusing to get them both working correctly, and I'm not a sound guy or a tech guy, and although I'm a software guy, voice meter is a little bit complicated, and I never could get it quite right. So here's to hoping Grantler shows back up and can help me one day. We did see him yet last week. Briefly in flight, and good to have him with us, for sure. Our moderator, Dan, now I can't even think of his handle, joined us briefly last week as well. We appreciate his help. Another one that pops in once in a while just to toss out a gift sub or a sub on the channel, which he did again last week. We appreciate him. You can find us at Iceman333 on YouTube. There are 2 YouTube channels. I believe both of them are mine. But depending on what we're doing, we fly Eve online on one and stream it periodically every now and again in the Space Bucket Brigade. And we have a iRacing team that we frequently stream. With Bucket Brigade Racing. And again, you've fallen into the ice bucket where you have a license to chill. I wish I could give credit where credit is due, but I forget who came up with that the first time. We've been using it so long. Oh, and I am too low and about to crash. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. I think we're going to clear it. Yeah. Only thing that 225 doesn't have that the H160 does is the synthetic vision. I like it a lot. The SVS helps us stay above the hills. Not too bad. I'm only running 84% on my CPU. And the GPU's a swimmer in flight sim at this point with these graphics. It's only using like about 80%, which ain't bad at all. Somebody about to fly over us again. Probably prop wash Dan the man, Professor Dan. Could be key CK too. Okay, right up here we're going to have, after this little snake in the river, we're going to want to stay to the left if you want to see the falls. They are located, I don't see a lake name, here in this portion of the Newfoundland and Labrador territories. There's a lot of marshland. It looks like a lot of water. Really not much of it called lakes as far as named bodies, but Twin Falls empties out into something. The marshland. And I'm sure there's a name for it. You know, a what is it, tundra? Is it tundra maybe? Oh, patches of water in the forest. How's that? But not swamp. You'll see them when we get to the last leg here. After Twin Falls, we'll beeline. Pretty much beeline. And if you don't care about Twin Falls, you can do a direct 2 from waypoint 14 and bypass 15 and 16. Take you right to the destination airport, CYKL. Oh boy. I've been getting a nap so I can close the wormhole at night with the guys. I've actually got 2 wormhole communities. I live in one, but I've joined a corporation that controls several, and one of the nearby wormholes I've offered to start helping roll those holes with them in EVE Online. Y'all catch us there. And I am Iceman 333 and a few others in EVE Online. I've actually got 3 or 4 alts. Living in the hole with me. And we're not going to take the right-hand side because we don't care about going into a direct 2. I want to see what these frozen falls look like. And we might even do a circle around them once or twice just to get a feel for the change the weather and see what it looks like unfrozen if we don't see it too good with the froze. We like it cold. I think I'll make it over this. But I didn't get my nap today, so it's not gonna, nope, not gonna pull up, don't sink. As we come up here to waypoint 15, we should see the falls. Are you going to get down there and look at them, Dan? games on my iPad. It does on my computer, on my browser. But YouTube, however, YouTube doesn't seem to care if you know who's here, only that they are here. Just a couple of miles here to the falls. I will do a little, maybe it's a little less than a couple of miles. Looks like we're coming up on it pretty quick. Exit stage right. I love how this won't allow me to do a overbanked setting. What I'm doing, shut it off. So the falls should be right here. And I don't see them. They weren't behind me. There they are. I think. Should be one of them right here. I sure missed them. If they're there, I don't see them, which is a downright shame for such a highly touted, scenery rich flight sim. Should be right behind me, and I surely don't see them. The thing is, it dropped off real severe back there, so they should have been right there, but they sure weren't. And we're a long ways from them now. Maybe I missed the turn. Maybe I was supposed to turn somewhere. But we didn't see them at all. Long-time supporter of the Ice Bucket, the Sunday FunDay flights, flies with us all the time. Flew most of the world tour with us. Almost 3 years, 2.5 or so, on the world tour, where we touched down in every major nation on every continent on the planet over a 2.5-year flight plan in the H-145 and subsequently the H-160 when it came out. Love the high performance group. Heavies. Love them. That looked more like where a Twin Falls. Oh, wait a minute. We haven't got to Twin Falls yet. I marked that so that I wouldn't miss the turn falls there. We're coming up on them now. I hope that's not why Dan disappeared. Because we had passed the main attraction. On this flight. Okay, so it should be like right here. There's what looks to be a shimmering falls there. Ah, there's a damming facility there, and it looks like that would be one of the falls. So let's just do a quick active pause. And we'll bring the weather up. And go to take live weather off. Which ain't going to change a whole lot because it's still frozen back there. No, I'm not going to change the scenery at all. Okay, what? Grief. Okay, need to make a right. Exit stage right. And get a little bit of altitude. Altitude. And some forward speed. We should be on approximately the right course. We'll set the autopilot there. Bring the speed up a bit. Moment. Alright. About 140 knots. 145. And guys, I gotta take a bio break, so we'll be right back. Oh my. Shut the cam off is all you need to do. Be right back, guys. So. Okay, sorry about that. Sometimes these things just have to be done. So, check. Looks like audio's check. 1, 2. I can't tell. My goodness. Hey Siri, turn the volume up about halfway. So it's about 63 miles across here to the next airport destination at Charlie Yankee Kilo Lima. 132.25. Good day. Somebody's behind us there. Not positive who, if that's Dan or CK. I know CK is behind us in his Beechcraft Bonanza, about 3.5 miles. But on my EFB, I see him going the wrong direction. CK, it's over here, man. Hopefully, the updated direction of his aircraft. Now, it might look like he's turning now. Which means CK is probably one of the viewers. I think he's turning. Maybe the aircraft icon is just wrong. Like he's coming the right direction, but his aircraft's pointed the wrong way. Over here and drag this one time. Show you what I mean. So here's our EFB, and that should be CK Cannon. Oh, there's Dan. So Dan is ahead of us still, and his aircraft shows he's going the wrong direction too, so I'm sure he's not. But he is outside of our radar range or something. Interesting. So I'm wrong. I had the waypoint 16 takes us direct to. We're still kind of flying northwest, east, north, or west, northwest. So my 3 screens makes it difficult for you to see my beautiful bird and all of its niceties, the detail and attention to detail in the H-160 is beautiful, and just everything works. It's a great aircraft. Looks like we're about the waypoint 16. I see why I did this, because we've got another section that's kind of at least a channel. And if I recall correct, what was that called? Daggone it. I read it earlier in a little map, and I just don't see it now. Ah, there it is. Yes. So we're going to follow this lake that looks like a river up here in about 40 miles or so. I put a measuring stick from where we were, and I forgot to remove it before I clicked on something else, and it saved that measuring stick on Little Nav Map. Hey Siri, turn the audio all the way down. On my EFB, I see Dan still ahead of us, coming up on waypoint 16. But I sure don't see him in sight. So, in fact, CYKL has disappeared from my... Oh no, he's real close, that's why. That's why. Like he's still outside that. Why there's a range around that. I don't have one in my. And that's the EFB, that's not good. Interesting. So, nobody's on here that can tell me. Shame on you. Well, I'm glad the EFB's got my helicopter pointed the right direction. You guys are flying along and CK's still behind me. And looks like Dan's ahead of me. Maybe he's way up there somewhere. I don't see him. But it's okay.
I'm done with the game. I'm uninstalled.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
We don't need no stinking Mondays.
That's right. That's right, young man.
You know how you were talking a little while ago about the all the lakes and everything up here in Newfoundland?
Yeah.
Not a joke, but two guys walk into a bar, one guy from Minnesota and one guy from Newfoundland. You know, and the guy from Minnesota says, "Gee, heck, you know, we got a lot of water up here in Minnesota, don't you know? You know, they call us the land of 10,000 lakes." And the guy from Newfoundland goes, "That's all you got?"
Okay.
I mean, look at the amount of I mean, every little depression here has water.
It does, and I don't know. Hey, do you call this tundra or marshland or? I mean, it's not swamp. They're lakes. And where we're going to fly from waypoint 16 here, it's basically a river. If I don't know what you're flying low and slow like I am, or not, but you see what I mean. If you're ahead of us, you probably already see what I mean.
Actually, I'm a way behind. I'm in the 145, so I'm poking along. Especially with the headwind, I'm only doing about 120 knots.
Oh, maybe I should slow down then, huh?
But I don't know. You'd have to go back and look at the official definitions, I guess, of these words. But one always thinks of tundra as being the frozen desert, the wide open spaces. But that's not necessarily true. Tundra has trees like this. This is all primarily black spruce, but it's kind of growing on top of a pond, a muskeg.
Okay, a muskeg.
And, if during the summertime, for example, if you were to walk out here through the trees, you'd be on kind of spongy ground, real thick with grasses and lichens, mosses and stuff like that, and a lot of it's just kind of floating on the water. So yeah, we'll call this tundra.
I don't know. As I get older, I realize really it's so true in so many different aspects of my life these days. If you don't use it, you lose it. And my math skills, my vocabulary and spelling. When I was in 10th grade, Mom took me to Florida Atlantic University and said, we got to have this kid tested. So she had me tested in all sorts of areas. Vocabulary and spelling came back in 10th grade as a senior in college level vocabulary and spelling. And I don't even know the difference between a marshland and a tundra anymore.
Well, I go with the glass full kind of thing, where once your brain is full of stuff, like everything you learn, something's got to give, something's got to spill out the other end. And if it's not that you're using, there's no reason to retain a lot of that.
My last wife was my truck driving partner, and we had I had a very minor, about 20 mile an hour, 30 mile an hour jackknife, where I did very minimal damage to one wing on the truck, but my wife was sleeping in the back, and I had a pistol crossbow hanging on the wall in the back that fell off in this jackknife and hit her in the head. Well, unbeknownst to me, she didn't come out for quite a while. I didn't know anything, realize anything about it, but about a week or so later, I started realizing signs. Something wasn't right with my wife anymore. Come to find out, in that accident and that bump on her head, she got amnesia. Well, when she came coherent in the bunk, of course I couldn't see her because the curtain was closed. She, not understanding what was going on in her mind, started looking through her purse, found her driver's license. Some of the clues may have been that she apparently looked for my name and found that we had the same last name. We must be married, or sister and brother or something. Obviously my advances on her diagnosed or discerned that we weren't brother and sister and that we must be husband and wife. So she played along for about 3 weeks, a good 2 weeks into this. I didn't realize anything was really wrong, and a couple of things, came along. One day, a couple weeks into this, she says to me, I saw something new today I'd never seen before. I said, oh, really? What was that? Well, she was raised under a rock, never been outside the state of Indiana in her life but once. And I didn't think anything of it. She said, 2 nuns. And I'm thinking, yeah, okay, didn't think anything about that. About 2 or 3 weeks into this, she says to me, I can remember I was married. She didn't put it that way. She said, I know I was married. I can't remember his last name. No problem. Forget your ex. That didn't strike a alert in my mind. So, I just went with the plan. One day she says, we're playing she says to me, I can't remember my dad. And that is when I pulled over, because she was a daddy's girl. And for her not to remember her dad was the red flag. Immediately, I just pulled off the side of the road, which if you have any truck driving history, that's one thing you just don't do. You don't stop on exit ramps, and you don't, or on exit ramps. You can stop on an entrance ramp, but not an exit ramp. It's just dangerous. People come flying very fast. Anyway, I jerked off the side of the road, non-emergency. I says, okay, something's wrong. You don't remember your dad. And it's all coming together in my mind. Something is wrong with her. She had taken a day off, or a week off, stayed at the house, and I guess that's where she investigated more thoroughly our living arrangements and such. I didn't think anything of that, because she did that frequently. That was like the first week. The second week, I think she said she'd seen those nuns first time in her life, and I didn't think anything of that. Then she said she couldn't remember her dad. I jerked off the side of the road. I stopped, locked it up, said, look, something's wrong. What's going on? That's when she explained to me that she really had a fuzzy memory ever since her bump on the head. Well, we did take her to a doctor, and he diagnosed her with temporary amnesia. And I think it was 3 weeks into this, I'm playing a Red Sovine song, which was her dad's favorite. And she punches me on the arm, and I should have camera on for this. I've got the wrong camera. Duh. Okay, so we fixed that. I thought I turned the right camera on, and it didn't. So she punches me on the arm, and she says, ask me anything, I remember. And I'm like, it's great to have the wife back to coherency. It was quite an experience I'd never had anybody that I never knew anybody that had amnesia at any point, so I had never experienced that. It was quite a enlightening experience.
Yeah, a little scary though too.
A little, like I said, when it really hit me that something was definitely wrong, and I was missing the signs, I started putting it together, and really that's the story. It was quite interesting to experience. She said, well, I was laying back there naked. I must belong. So,
I'm naked in the sleeper of a truck. What could be wrong?
what could be wrong here? And a man's driving I don't recognize. She had...
Okay, we'll go with it.
She was a really smart woman, and she really played it out magnificent. I mean, just hid it from me for 3 weeks, literally. Little signs that, I didn't put together because I was close enough to know her well enough that, her never seeing a nun in her life. Well, we didn't have a lot of nuns in Bloomington, Indiana, running around dressed in their nunnery, what do they call it, habit. So that didn't strike a bell. But when she didn't remember her dad, no, this is not right. But see, this area that I'm starting to enter now after waypoint 16 really does. Oh, these glasses are giving me a headache bad. I broke my glasses a couple of days ago, and I haven't got any eyes to see, and I haven't made it to the Walmart to use their eyeglasses doctor. I'm sure they would screw the screw in, but I can't see it. And worse than that, I had a buddy of mine just before stream come in, and he dropped the screw. End of story.
Tiny microscopic screws.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Itsy bitsy. And he says, well, can we buy a screw? I said, well, you know what? I'm not sure they're all interchangeable like that. I mean, I've got glasses. I could take a screw out and try another screw. And I got glasses that a dozen of them laying around here that look just like this with one earpiece. But when you use these, what happens is they get slightly cocked, and after time, I'm just really getting a headache from them. And they're my actual prescription glasses instead of the reading glasses I use for computer. My eyes after cataract surgery, I gotta have reading glasses, but the computer is not clear either at just less than 3 feet from my face. I think I'm 27 inches or something.
Yeah, I ended up getting a second pair of glasses just for the flight sim because it's I don't have bifocals, but I have those transition bifocals.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, they're meant for the lower part of the glasses or for close up and reading and stuff. The upper part of the glasses are for far away. But at the flight sim, I found myself constantly having to raise my head way up so I could see the screen through the bottom part of my glasses.
Right.
And so the last time, a year and a half or so ago, I went to the eye doctor and I said, hey, listen, I want a second pair of glasses. And I sat at the little table and I said, okay, I need the bottom part to be here and I need the upper part to be about 34 inches. Can we do that? And turns out, yeah, these are awesome. But
yeah.
They're very similar to my regular glasses. And so quite often I'll step away from the flight simulator and walk out in the house and my head just like spins.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't wear these.
Well, that's me. I've got this pair of bifocals I broke one arm on, and I keep them. They're bifocals, clear on top and readers on the bottom, but they're really too far. I've got to get up close to the computer to see because they're for book reading. Hold a book in your hands a foot away from your face and read, and the computer screen's 27 or so inches from my face, and it's just not conducive. So I've always had to have 2 different pairs since cataract surgery. And since I broke the readers, or the computer glasses, now I'm forced back to my bifocals that don't have one side, and they're a little cocked. They're giving me a headache. So looks like CK has dropped off. I don't know if he's crashed back there or gone into an active pause or what's happened. But both CK and Dan, the man, Professor Dan, have ceased to exist in my vision. It's like another anomaly here in this lake. It looks more like a big river. Do they actually have anything they call rivers in Canada like this? Or, I mean, is this, they just call them all lakes or what?
Well, I mean, we just followed the Churchill River. So that's a river.
Oh, was it a river? I was thinking.
Okay. Well, and at one point when it was wider and slower, I think there was a couple of names along the way, but it's all part of the Churchill River system. But once you get up in here, this is just basically all puddled water. And there's probably creeks and streams that flow from one to the other, but my guess is predominantly any water flow mostly is underground.
Huh, okay. So I wonder what the cave systems up here are like.
Full of water.
Highly possible. I did a lot of caving in Indiana, and we had one that on a rainy day, if you didn't, in fact, I was on cave rescue for a period of time, so we had 3 individuals, kids actually, that went in there. The entrance of the cave would flood. Literally just in 15 minutes it would go from a creek bed to a totally floor-to-ceiling flooded passage of about 4 feet tall. And yeah, we had some very bad incidents resulting in these 3 kids died horribly. Don't even want to describe on air. YouTube might flag me. The positions we found them in, clutching the ceiling of the cave. But well, hello there. What we got? There's Dan. Dan's back.
Went boom.
Yeah, CTD on you.
Hey, I got a question for you.
What's that?
To get your H160 to show up in 2024, do you just save it through Hype's?
You have to put the High Performance Group Operations Center. You have to draw a path. You use a alternate. Let me get this right. Yeah, you have to. Go ahead.
That's only if you're going to use the operations center to do a download and put it in the right place. I've heard or I've read a lot of other people. They just simply copy the the Hype H16 or the H160 folder and all the subfolders within,
Right.
and copy that over to whatever community folder you have for 2024.
Oh, okay, that'd be easy enough.
Yeah, and the only caveat that I've been seeing is that on some aircraft, I can't remember if Hype is included in this or not, but you need to run the Microsoft Flight Simulator layout generator .exe on the, I believe it's the JSON file.
Yeah.
And I'm not quite sure how that works. It just sounds like basically it's a little executable you run. You open up this generator file, the app, and then you just drag your JSON files over to there, and it does whatever recalculation and then makes it happy for 2024. I wouldn't mess with that unless you were having issues.
No, I would think that you could just change, like from the high performance, whatever you call this thing from them, if you just change in the settings to save it to the 2024 community folder, that should work, I would think, wouldn't it?
You can do that if you no longer have 20, and or if you don't mind swapping them back and forth. If you're exclusively on 24 now, it's probably something you ought to do. However, with the H160, of course, doing that, you're only going to get build 48, and so you're still going to have to go up into the Discord, find build 83, and do the unpack it on top of the build 48 package to get the build 83.
Now, is that all? Is that all you have to do? Is unpack it over top, overwrite those files?
Yes.
Okay, because I copied that folder by itself. I didn't copy it over on. So is that just a partial? Is that an update?
Yeah, build 83 is just essentially it's a patch, for lack of a better term.
Yes, that's what I was looking for. So what
So
happened was I copied the one I got on the High Performance Group's Discord pin. I copied, I downloaded that folder, that file base, and put it alone into the community folder, and it did not work. So that was what I did wrong, was I didn't have the base folder.
Everything above built in we're talking 160 here.
Right.
The H145, I can't remember what the base build is. I think it's still like 480 something, 484, 481, something like that. But yeah, for the H160, you still need to start with the base build 48 base helicopter.
Okay, that's what I did wrong. That's why it didn't show up.
And then 83 is just a couple of files that change the, I think there's a layout update and then a JSON file, and then it changes some of the flight model stuff, and it's just a patch that goes on top of that. But if you were to do that even in 2020, once you've done that, then you can grab that H160 folder out of community, copy it over to 2024, wherever that community folder is, and then you should be good to go, given the caveats, remember, of how you find the different liveries in 24. That's a little different, right?
Right. I haven't done any of the liveries because they had so much trouble with them, some of them, I should say. So I didn't do any, take any of the 2020 liveries over.
Let me get this straight. So in Hype Operations Center, you cannot have the H160 in both 2020 and 2024?
No, you can't have it update both. It'll only update one or the other because you've got to direct it to that folder to place the files. You have to direct it to your community folder.
Yeah, I'm in there right now, and I have it installed on 2020, of course. So now if I want to put it over onto 2027, it says remove all installed packages before I can install the H160. Is that correct?
It's referring to the removing all of them that you already have in 24.
Okay.
And that's just kind of a baseline good thing to do, just to make sure you're getting
Yeah.
a fresh packet with everything that
Okay.
you need.
Well, I'm installing it now to 2024 because I've got to see what my man Iceman is flying.
And you think that's what it is? Is they just, it's got to be the same version. You're not going to see it anyway, then, Dan, because I didn't update to the new. I've got the one that you download in from the Operations Center.
Right, but you're still on build 48, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I should be able to see it.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid, I guess.
Nah.
I'd be stupid.
Come on, man.
Well, it says it finished it successfully, so now we're going to go see.
Well, come on.
And when I say liveries, of course, I'm just talking about the base liveries that come with the
Right.
helicopter. So in the 160, that's only going to be the civilian and the luxury, right?
Right.
Yeah. But I know in the 145 in Flight Sim 24, if you wanted to find one of the 5 liveries that come with the base and the action pack, it's like you have to click on the military version, and then you go down to configure, and then in there's all the different variants, and then once you choose the variant, then you can choose the livery of those variants. It's a little complicated, but apparently once you know how to do it, it works fine.
Yeah, it works fine, but that's something that 24 has done that I don't like. They've really complicated the menus. They're not obvious. Not nearly as user-friendly.
No, but I think with the livery issue, I think that's a bug. That's a way that they were listing and cataloging aircraft, and I think it's a bug that they want to fix. They want to be able to get it back to where it used to be, where you can choose your variant, and then you can choose the livery within the variant. But I think at this point that's probably kind of low on the priority. They probably need to fix the stuff that isn't working first.
Like the trees along the riverside in the
In the
water.
middle of the river.
I honestly, I think that's still pretty low priority. I think
Yeah.
stuff that, like, you go from an outside view to an inside view, and suddenly you're looking at you're back to Windows. These major crash to desktops for just doing some basic stuff. They need to get a hold of some of that. They need to get the server farms cleaned up, I think.
Well, in the 160, I have no problem going from outside view back in. In fact, even drone view coming back in didn't change anything for me.
But there, and that's good. But therein lies kind of the problem, because other people do.
Okay.
So now
That's why it's
like,
so
okay,
hard to fix.
Yeah, I mean, like, what? How come it works for many and it breaks for many? What are the differences? And is it my system? Is it my memory? Is it my graphics card? Is it my modem? I mean, what is it that makes the difference between yours is working fine and someone else's isn't?
And the worst part of that is it's not even consistent. It happens all the time to me. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And it seems even to be something's conflicting with it yesterday that's not today, but something else is.
Right,
So
exactly.
you can't even tell what caused the problem because so many things are causing problems. That's okay. It's a 10-year project.
But like I mentioned last week, I'm even kind of that way with 2020. Every time I boot it up, it's something different.
Something different, yes.
Something different. Something, yesterday I was getting, hey, we can't log in to Xbox, and yet I'm logged in.
Well, I've had
Today,
real
I
good.
the data, hey, this data on your computer is newer than the data that's streaming, which one you want to use. And it's like, man, I haven't seen that message in a couple of months, but it's like every time I turn it on now, there is some issue.
I'd like to get them to fix that dummy light that keeps coming on, the big pop-up that says it's lost connection.
Yeah.
Data's not coming in.
Yeah, I had that twice today.
And I've had really good luck, and again I'm going to have to thank the Osobo gods.
Today, anyway.
I really don't have CTDs in 24. I've had, I think, one or two since I started flying 24. So, but Dan has them every flight.
Seems like it.
Yeah. And honestly, what cracks me up too is when you read through like the Discord and some of the forums, there's so many people that will go, man, I keep having these crash to desktops, and I'm just running this helicopter. That's the only thing in my community, and I can't understand why it's doing that. Well, then as you dig into it, it's like, well, I am running X's and O's, and I am running this, the seasonal thing, and I am running this thing that enhances the asphalt at runways.
And worse than that, it's even Windows causes. So Edge, the browser Edge that comes with Windows, loads automatically, and it sucks. I mean, when I say sucks, I mean RAM. I mean, it eats your resources worse than Discord.
What's scary is that I went online and I found a way to get rid of Edge out of your system, and keep it out of your system, and I went through all those steps and I wiped it out.
Oh no!
The next time I booted up, it was back.
Oh, well, you know what thing is, because it runs Edge, you've got to keep it installed because other things use it. They use the Chrome technology or whatever. I'm not even positive that's accurate, but they use something that Edge has to be on the computer. It doesn't have to be loaded. It doesn't have to be sitting in your task manager running or even disabled in there. But Windows, when you boot up, automatically loads it.
I think they use that technology all throughout Windows, like for their Windows browser, web browser. I mean, it's all integrated in, and there's very little difference between, hey, use this address to go find a file on your C drive, or use this address to go find a file in Taiwan.
Yeah. All right, 5 miles out from Shefferville, I'm going to start slowing down and get off the autopilot and control landing. But yeah, that's been my biggest problem. Windows itself loads in things in the background that you didn't even know were running, and they can cause just that, Dan. They can cause those CTDs. So you should open your task manager and see if Edge is running. I'll bet it is.
And take a look at the 70 other things that are running in the background. It's scary.
Oh yeah. Well, and I watched a video. I couldn't do it today or even explain how it was done, but I fixed it. If you look in there, your containers, and it's Windows Container, I think. when you load up, it'll load 9, 10, 16 of these. And it's not. It's one for each core, I think, if I remember. But it's loading in that many of that process, and you don't need them. You don't need that many containers running. But you have to do things in NVIDIA in order to get rid of that loading process that loads all those containers. And that gave me back a lot of frame rate. So I'm getting pretty good frames. I'm a little less than 30, but I turned my graphics up quite a bit off of what I originally had it going at, and still get a pretty good smooth flow. Coming up less than 2 miles from the airport. And I'll stick around and wait for you to land here, Firehawk, just because hopefully Dan's loading in at Shefferville so we can see if we see each other, and I'll stick around and do like I did on my very first stream and have straight from waiting until everybody and watching everybody get their landings in. I don't know why I quit doing that. Oh yeah, I do, because I had back-to-back obligations. I started working. I remember why now. I ended up ending the stream as soon as I could, and I felt like I kind of abandoned you guys. I didn't mean to do that, but when I started working, it became necessary. No longer necessary. Go ahead.
This will be fun. I have 23 minutes left to the destination. I have 23 minutes of fuel.
Oh, yay.
It'll work out.
But I am loving the way the H140 or the H160 is handling in the new 24 version. I was wild all over the place, had trouble controlling it, everywhere, and I'm not having it nearly that much issue anymore. Oh.
I'm not convinced. A lot of the questions people ask when they have issues, are your settings the same between 2020 and 2024, like on your bindings and on your controller settings? A lot of people go, yeah, they're identical. But I'm not convinced that it's a one-to-one relationship in those settings between the two platforms.
Absolutely not. There's no way. Oh, I just installed it and everything was right. Yeah, okay. Kind of drugs you on. Sorry, but either you've got serious mental issues or you're just not in the same reality that we are. Dementia has set in, and it's not quite right. Cohen, welcome into the Ice Bucket. Good to see you. Cohen has a muted mic. I hope maybe he can hear us. You don't have to talk with us. Welcome into the Ice Bucket, where you have a license to chill. We are streaming live on YouTube. So bear that in mind if you care to talk with us. Please keep it PG and adhere to the rules High Performance Group has set for the use of their channel. Bye-bye. Guess he didn't like those rules. Oh, I can't do that, man. let's get turned around here. And, oh, yeah. You know what? It does me no good to wait on you, does it? I can't see you come in for a landing. But we'll stick around and see if you made it in
Well,
fuel.
You,
Maybe.
you time to get Dan sorted out.
Well, yeah, I got a kind of an issue here that I'm not really sure why. I'm reading Hype's performance directions on how to get the H160 to work in 2024, and it looks pretty simple. It wants me to find my 2024 community folder, which I know how to do, follow the provided guidelines. They're telling me to just go into my 2020 community folder and copy the H160. There's 2 files.
And if you have
Or
it
2
properly
directories.
installed in there, you should be able to do just that.
Right, but okay, I try to copy them into the 2024 community folder, and it gives me some kind of crap message like your organization does not allow you to place these files here.
Uh-huh.
That's just a Windows. That's a Windows security thing.
Yep.
And how do I get around it?
You've got to be. I'm assuming you are the administrator, and I've gone around with
Yeah.
Microsoft about this. They say, well, you got to get the administrator to fix it. I said, you know what? I am the only user that I don't even have a guest. I don't even have a guest entry on my computer. I am the administrator. I need you to fix it because I couldn't do it either. But it doesn't give you an opportunity to do that. The pop-ups that come up, don't one of them say continue? Do that now?
Not a one of them. It says your organization does not allow you to place the file here. Then it shows me what the file is that I want to move, but it says try again, skip, or cancel.
No, that's not going to work. You need to go just forget Flight Simulator for a minute. You need to go into Windows, find your 24 community folder, right click on it, go to properties, and then start digging down through all the
Okay,
permissions.
let's give that to him slowly. You can leave your flight sim running to do this, Dan.
Well, I'm out of Flight Sim anyway, so it
Okay,
doesn't matter. So
okay.
I'm in my community. I'm looking at the properties, and there's general, sharing, security, previous, blah blah blah. So
So it should be like security.
yeah, and there's a check mark by allow on everything.
Okay, not in the in there's another one. Let me see what I've got here. Maybe I can.
You might have to go to the advanced.
Yeah, advanced.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see that one.
So you go into that, and it's going to bring up a really difficult. It gets harder from here.
Oh, that ain't no fun.
Yeah. Properties.
Okay, allow files in this folder as content.
Security.
Those
Advanced.
settings you want a folder.
Okay. Yeah. Because I don't understand the inheritance or the child object permission entries. I don't understand that, so I don't want to do that. But you've got to make yourself in administrators. Okay. Let's see. Double click that. Show advanced permissions.
Okay.
Okay, that didn't work. That didn't work for me.
To change permissions, click edit. And
Are they not all grayed out for you?
Yeah, all the way down except for the one that says special permissions at the very bottom, but I can't do anything with it anyway.
Okay, so instead of administrators, right click on users and go to or double click users and go to advanced and try that. Owner change. Because see, there's a way to do that. You've got to direct it to that folder. Do you have it on a different drive than your C drive?
No, they're both on the same.
So why, Firehawk? Why can't he just go to the C, right click on the drive itself, and do that?
Well, and that's why I was laughing, because, you know, as soon as you right click and go to properties and go into the securities and permissions stuff, you know, you should be able to allow yourself to do that. And I have gone round and round and round. At one point, ultimately, I just created a folder in a different location that I had rights to. It's not easy. So what I did, what I just did is I typed in a search in my browser that says organization does not allow copy, and a ton of stuff came up. So Dan, if you maybe spend some time looking through that, you might come across a way to do exactly what you're trying to do there. Some of the stuff I'm reading gets a little involved, but troubleshooting, restricting cut, copy, and paste. Your organization data cannot be pasted here. Microsoft Flight Simulator forms not allowed to copy content of community folder. Look there. So there's all kinds of stuff about that. So you're not alone, but it is a Windows thing. It's not a flight sim thing.
Yeah. But we haven't solved this problem.
No.
So Dan,
Yes.
I'm going to give you a website address, and that is going to be
So while he's doing that, Dan, it'd be interesting to just create a community folder someplace else. Presumably, if you create that folder, you'll have rights to it. As long as you point 2024 and HOC to that new folder.
I'm not going to mess with it. It ain't that important to me now.
well.
If it ain't, I don't want to start moving fucking folders. Pardon my language, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't want to start moving stuff around. I don't need to get lost on this and screw everything up.
Well, what I was going to tell you is go to support.microsoft.com/contact us. When you get there, it's going to try to direct you to their knowledge base.
Yeah.
What you need to do is tell it you need more help, not view on the browser. Okay, so what you go down to the bottom of that. Let's go ahead and do this. And the Microsoft contact us. Make sure you signed into Microsoft with your Microsoft login. Okay. So you sign into that and give them your phone number, and they will call you within moments. I mean, usually a minute or two, I can get them on the phone. And they will do it for you or talk you through it or any of the above. But yeah.
All right, we'll give it a shot and see what we can find out. I'll be back.
See you next week. Well,
now my helicopter's talking to me.
Oh, that could be a good thing.
At least it's not hitting me over the head with a chart yet saying, you should have had more gas. You should have had more gas.
Well, I'm going to end the stream. Let's make sure I'm on camera before I say goodbye. It would be the right thing to do. Everybody that joins in on these flights, we sure appreciate you. We do these every Sunday. Call it the Sunday FunDay flight on High Performance Discord. We have live comms. I generally stream this to my Twitch stream at iSpan333_ and on this YouTube channel. I also have another YouTube, Iceman-333, and that's where my EVE Online streams will go and have been going. I'm kind of sporadic about those, though, because I belong to a couple of corporations that are very highly security sensitive. Since we live in wormholes, we have to protect ourselves from attacks, streamer attacks. So I can't stream that as often. But hope you'll come back 12 noon Eastern Standard Time each and every Sunday. Next week we'll be able to have one as well. Looks like per the calendar. Let me make sure I forget what day y'all's holiday is, the Wednesday. So we will have a stream next Sunday as well. Not sure where we'll fly or when I get it posted, but look for us on the forums.flightsim.com. Calendar at the events page on the forums. Appreciate everybody coming in. Thanks for joining us. We'll play your favorite and mine, Iceman, Flying High. Thanks again. See you next week. Okay, we're not hot on YouTube anymore. Discord is muted. And again, I want to thank CIA Cowboy Meat Shield and all the patriotic veteran and I think it was the Patriotic Studios or something like that they call it, that produced this for us. Thanks again for joining.